Hot damn, I know what you're thinking. Etep, it has been so long since episode 3 aired. I know, it's been a week. Episode 4 airs tonight. I've been busy, but it looks like you guys have been enjoying the videos. The live streams have been going good. We've had wonderful times here. Gotham Knights episode 3, Under Pressure. This was bad. They should have just titled this episode Daddy Issues, the TV show. Our writers are all self-inserts, especially Natalie Abrams. Yeah, Jarvis, scan for a father figure. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get into the review. Episode 3, Gotham Knights. Here we go. We start out with a sweeping shot of Gotham, which almost looks like a real city, and I stress almost when we're talking about Gotham Knights and their $15 CGI budget. We join the mutant gang. But it's no lovable turtles.
Nope.
It's the unlikable and underdeveloped cannon fodder mutant gang that is in direct conflict with our team of youths who share the same affliction.
My father! I found my father! Oh my God!
Every one of them has daddy issues. So the mutants...
There's no time left to talk about mutants.
...are unloading a crate that explicitly states, undoubtedly for the benefit of their idiotic viewers who know nothing about weapons, rocket ammunition with explosive projectile. Because weapons manufacturers didn't want this particular brand of rocket getting confused once it hits the shelves, much the way Gorilla Glue cost a certain young woman her hair.
You serious?
Diverse Robin shows up standing directly behind the mutant gang leader after his thugs take off with the load of weapons, and he says,
You lost, little girl?
Yeah, I'm looking for my batarang.
Are you fucking high?
Well, the fight scene is absolutely hilarious because we can always count on the CW for top-notch fight choreography. Little Carrie Kelly gets manhandled and tries some stupid chokehold, gets tossed, uses a hook that the mutant catches, starts to reel her in like the grouper she is. Then she discharges the secondary hook into an electrical box and just electrocutes him and kills him, presumably, because even though Batman had a no-kill policy, that doesn't trickle down to his ward, especially when she's pitted against a toxic white male mutant. After all, we're still saddled with the writing of 3 self-loathing white people. GCPD shows up just after the fact because the plot says so. Roll the title card.
Shite. Oh, yes. Shite.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Not now.
Okay.
Anti-cis heteronormative diverse youths and Turner are greeted by Carrie, who waltzes into the room like Julie freaking Andrews, touting that she's fine, and Harper states there's probably someone somewhere who isn't all right based on her demeanor, and Carrie celebrates electrocuting someone. That's right, Carrie from Trig is a straight-up murderer, and she's happy about it. Turner says, "You went up against the leader of the mutant gang," and Carrie arrogantly says,
More like you went up against me.
yes, folks, don't forget the CW Gothamverse. Every 80-pound female can easily and readily defeat any male, no matter how much the size difference or weapons advantages, because the writers are fucking idiots.
Just ring your call button and Tommy will come back there and hit you on the head with a tack hammer because you're a retard.
Duella, the probable Rachel Scarston of the cast because she chews the scenery, asks how Carrie came into the service of Batman, and Carrie says the mutant gang threw Batman off a roof, so she pulled him to safety, thusly becoming his sidekick after that. So Batman himself couldn't defeat the mutant gang or their leader, whom Carrie just single-handedly beat soundly and rather easily, but his 80-pound sidekick puts him away with the ease of swatting a mosquito.
How about new?
Duella asks Beatnik Turner if it says anywhere in the journal why Bruce didn't pick Turner to be his sidekick, and up flares that pesky case of daddy issues that plagues Turner, and he downplays it.
Daddy's gone.
The news broadcast that's meant to be our exposition dump shows Mayor Hill giving credit for the arrest of Vernon Wagner to the GCPD. Vernon Wagner is the leader of the mutant gang. Try to keep up. Mayor Hill is then approached by Harvey Dent, who asks him why the charges against Brody March, who is Stephanie Brown's emotionless boy toy, and Hill says that it's clear he's learned his lesson. Turns out the kid's family's rich and influential, so that explains a lot. Pretty much the same way Hunter Biden's allowed to smoke crack back on camera and argue about a gram with hookers.
Oh my good Lord Jesus, take the crack cocaine.
So back at school, Carrie's sleeping in the library and Stephanie Brown walks up and drops a copy of the newspaper in front of her, saying the press always gets it wrong.
A man taking credit for a woman's work?
What the fuck did you just say?
Another case of a man taking credit for a woman's work?
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
If they made this any more ridiculous, they may as well call it Batwoman 2.0. Stephanie tells Carrie that she knows her secret identity because, of course, everyone does, because Carrie shows her face outside of her stupid little green goggles, which she wears inside out all the time. Brody March shows up and scintillating conversation ensues, and he asks Stephanie to attend the gala with him that evening. Turner is completely jelly that Stephanie's going to the Founders Gala with Brody. Then Duella tells him that Brody getting Steph out of jail earned her a ticket to the Brodeo.
So, think that earns her a ticket to the Brodeo.
Our gang of diverse youths and Turner, with all his daddy issues, have the brilliant idea to get the case file from Alan Wayne, the first Wayne to be murdered by the Court of Owls. And we know that they have been hunting the Waynes for over 100 years, and this case file is in GCPD headquarters. Cut to an aerial shot to that GCPD blimp blissfully flying over the city until it's hit by our rocket ammunition with the explosive projectile.
Oh no. Anyway,
It went down over Ace Chemicals and serves as a distraction so the mutant gang could rob it. Then the mutant gang issues a threat that because of what happened to their leader being incarcerated, they will unleash a wave of crime on Gotham. And Duella tells Carrie that it's basically her fault. Stupid! So I alluded earlier to their plot to break into GCPD headquarters to get the Alan Wayne file to see if there was any evidence in there to lead them to the Court of Owls or help them in their investigation. Cullen wants to go incognito as a rookie cop. Duella says she can help with that. It's a rather creepy scene at the end with Duella seemingly flirting with Cullen.
I just said that because there's something I need you to do for me.
The lesbian!
At the mutant gang headquarters, backwards goggles, Carrie is unknowingly crept on by a mutant who has her at gunpoint. And she's saved by Turner, who KOs the guard who had Carrie dead to rights, but she scolds Turner because she wanted to question this mutant. So again, Turner has screwed up. He's the idiot. Carrie and Turner find the chemical containers from Ace in the van. Ace is a place for me, and they're empty, leading Turner to the brilliant deduction that the plan is already in motion.
Check out the big brain on Brad. You're a smart motherfucker.
Inside the gala, Harvey approaches Stephanie and
why don't you have a seat?
And then talks to Lincoln March and apparently has already been introduced to his wife.
Damn!
Harper's sister Cullen is dressed as a cop with a shitty mustache that looks like John Waters and is trying to get the records, and it's a laughable Three Stooges-esque disguise.
Coffee. A little juice of the bean goes a long way.
Right, I'll remember that.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Harper tells Carrie and Turner that the mutants are using the poison gas to make a statement. Duella interjects that the mutants are going to gas the gala event because they're all rich assholes. It is also in this scene confirmed. Brody joins the list of the young characters in the show with daddy issues, which is basically underlying theme of the entire series to this point. Literally every one of the characters, Turner, Stephanie, Brody, Cullen, Harper, Duella, all have daddy issues. I don't know about Carrie yet, but we haven't heard a mention of her dad, which leads me to believe he was an athlete of some sort. Back at the gala, all of the GCPD security is quickly wiped out because they're all worthless, the same as they were in Batwoman.
I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be. When it fits a woman.
The detonator-wielding mutant espouses meaningless and shoddily written dialogue as he waves the detonator.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Our retarded band of morons watches on TV in the bell tower of the school where no one seems to notice that they're occupying that space.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Duella tells the idiots that they can break into City Hall through the sewers, and Stephanie meets them to let them in, and then we see Duella beating up a grown man without any effort. They immediately find the bomb and figure out that they have to disable it right there. They can't move it or else it will automatically detonate. Boom! The mayor demands the mutant leader be released. Dent and the Mayor Hill argue over the release, and still nobody cares.
No, and I don't care.
Harper automatically figures out that the bomb can't be defused with any code because she's a fucking genius, of course, and Harvey has a plan, but it's interrupted by Turner, who takes him out at gunpoint to tell him what's going on, fill him in on the details, as the kids say, and tells him about the Court of Owls, and Harvey, of course, doesn't believe Turner.
Liar!
And I have to say, the dynamic between Harper and Stephanie when they're trying to work together to defuse the bomb is hilarious, because it all boils down to a classism issue, and the white girl being at the private school thinks she's smarter than Harper simply because Harper isn't, a upper echelon child of Gotham's privileged class. So that just plays into the narrative that runs continually through this show and just makes it so insufferable. And you could really see, like I said, every character's got daddy issues. Duella, what she asked Cullen to get from the evidence room turns out later to be the Joker's card, in case I don't cover it later on. And just Turner going back and forth with Carrie in every scene about, I wish my dad would have done this with me. And she's like, well, he wanted to protect you, blah, 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 blah. And then Harper and Cullen with their relationship with their father being non-accepting of their lifestyles and proclivities and mental illness and so on, and Requiem and Terrapax. Let's get on with the review. Harper and Stephanie argue about how to defuse the bomb. Harvey pleads with Mayor Hill not to release Vernon Wagner, the leader of the mutant gang, because of the chaos it will cause. Carrie and Duella beat up countless grown men with no issues off camera,
Because that's what heroes do.
Harvey attacks the mutant with the detonator as Carrie and the Scooby-Doo gang enter the room. Stephanie just cuts a wire because that's a thing that fucking happens when you're trying to defuse a bomb. Harvey punches out a mutant and the GCPD finally arrives, late as usual. Everyone is safe. Yay! Where would we be if we didn't learn a lesson about classism? Well, you're about to get it, because Harper admonishes Stephanie Brown for cutting the wire. Harper automatically starts to whine because Stephanie undermined Harper's efforts in the defusal, thusly showing her white privilege as she just felt so inclined to cut a wire.
How dare you?
And she tells Harper, well, if you were right, we'd be dead. And
Yup!
Harper's like, well, I'm a POC and you have to listen to me, you pale, stale, white female.
Fuck me, right?
And Turner told Harvey that there was a bomb there, and then when Harvey takes the squad down to look for it, it is gone. Now, this will come into play later, and we'll find out exactly what kind of explosive, it was a gas device. It wasn't an explosive. It could have been, but it was meant to disperse gas and just gas everybody to death. The only reason it would have exploded is if Stephanie Brown would have cut the wrong wire with her white privilege. But hey, I don't know. It turned out all right, I guess. And as Kerwin White would say,
and if it's not white, it's not right.
Back at the clock tower, Duella has retrieved the bag of jewelry the mutants stole from all the rich assholes at the gala event, and they find, of course, a bunch of Court of Owls watches in the bag, because why wouldn't there be Court of Owls swag in there? Harper's sister Cullen returns with the papers from GCPD she procured whilst donning her brilliant disguise as a rookie cop, John Waters. Carrie is boxing with a punching bag, and these are the weakest shots I've ever seen. I mean, what are you doing? The entire ending scene is Turner kissing Carrie's ass and telling her she's great and whining about his daddy issues and being pathetic because he's the only male in the cast, and he's a white male at that, which means he needs to be weak and apologetic. He needs to make up for his very existence, the fact that he actually was not born rich. He was born just like the rest of these folks, but he was adopted by a rich white man who, in the Blue Beetle trailer, got called a fascist.
It's like Batman stuff. Batman's a fascist.
Duella gets her daddy's Joker card, as I mentioned earlier, and Harper tells her sister Cullen that she's proud of her, and she's the bravest person she knows, and the sisters embrace. Harvey Dent makes the announcement that he is taking no more of this crime wave by the mutants. No more crime in Gotham. He's going to run for mayor. He's going to make a difference. And the deeper we get into this show, as this is the third episode I'm reviewing, I noticed that the light in Micha Collins' eyes is slowly dying like a star when it turns into a black hole and sucks into itself, much the way Gray Scott did in Batwoman. And speaking of the mayor, we see the mayor, Hill, he gets into his vehicle and finds a Court of Owls coin on his seat. And I don't think this is a prize out of a cereal box. He tells the driver, go, go. And the window rolls down in his little SUV, which is not even a limo because they don't have the budget for that. No, it's like a little Lincoln SUV, I think, that you can get for like $35,000. Here we are. He's gassed to death in there. Nobody sees it, broad daylight. And I bet you guys thought you were being sneaky over here with this Titanic reference. Get out of here. You got to get up earlier in the morning to fool me. You got to get up earlier in the morning. You got to get up earlier in the morning than that to fool me, CW. You thought I was joking? Seriously? Well, here it is. With that, my suffering has dissipated slightly for the week, as I'm now finished with this burning dumpster fire that was set ablaze by Abrams, Five Ash, and Stottero, and I have to suffer because of it. You've got Duella and Carrie, who weigh 80 pounds, beating the shit out of grown-ass men. Stephanie and Harper arguing semantics of poverty versus privilege, and Harper's sister Cullen wearing a disguise Helen Keller could have spotted. Oh yeah, and Turner is a complete joke, a punching bag for the diverse cast to treat like an idiot so the toxic white male can atone for the sins and transgressions of the non-melanated folk, because equity matters, you bigots.
Shite. Oh yes. Shite.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
I could do this all day.
This doesn't bode well.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
It's a waste of good suffering.